live. Thank you for coming on. I'm exhausted. I don't know about you guys. It's been a long week of work, stress, just exhaustion in general. Um, so, as you notice in the thumbnail to the video, um, it's like an image of a computer that is melting. It's like it's burning up, it's melting. The reason I kind of made that thumbnail for the video because, um, realistically, what we're all doing is we're all giving in to the machine. It makes sense. Of course, we have things going on in Israel, Lebanon, Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan, North Korea, South Korea, USA, Mexico, Canada, States, all these different countries, all these different providences, and the geopolitical um, spectrum is just like it's getting overwhelmed by systems. If you really look at it, we're being overwhelmed with systems that's ran by it's mostly ran by software. They use software, hardware, tracking, satellites, towers, um, computers, data, analytics, metrics, quotas, and it's overwhelming humanity. And that's sadly that we're at. It doesn't matter like what field you're in, job is. You could be in college, about to get your master's degree in or sports medicine, or um, you could be going to the most pristine college in the world, and that's great. But like the reality, or you could be working at McDonald's, you could be working at Taco Bell, you could be working at a dollar store, you could be delivering, you could be in the delivery, whether it's for food, Uber Eats, Jets, um, whatever. You could be delivering pizzas, you could be working in a factory, you could be shipping and receiving, you could be doing any of this, right? But my point with this software stuff is no matter what you're doing, that's a good one, Bryson Lee Foster. Uh, I'm not gonna do that. It's funny, but I won't do that. I'm not gonna do that. Um, I like the chat though. It's a good icebreaker or opener or kickstart to this live. Yeah. Oh, I'm losing out on 500. Um. So what I'm getting at is no matter work, no matter where you go, no matter what you're doing, no matter if you feel like you have free time, we're under a software surveillance controlled authoritarianism government. You know what I mean? So that's why I take the Bible really seriously. As we get closer, we see the day approaching, we see what's going on. We see what's going on. Where are we, you know, do we really have our own free will? God gave us free will. Do we really have freedom of speech? We're supposed to have free speech, but I think that our freedom of speech is being limited to who it can reach out to. You know, I mean, some of my live videos might get 70 views. Some of my live videos might get 30. Some of them I've had, in the hundreds. It's an algorithm. It's an SaaS. It's a system. It's a software as a system, and they use AI to, uh, they use AI to all your behavioral metrics, your data, your behavioral patterns, what you like, what you don't like, what your interests are, what you're based on what you bought, or where you visited, or where you travel to, or like what kind of things that you post on your social platforms. You're no matter what, it's reality is it can set paranoia in for many people because you're being under a system that is just it's watching everything. It's collecting everything, and it's going to, I don't know, this selection is going to be like, I don't know. I don't know. Are they gaslighting us? Probably. I'm sure there's some gaslighting going on. Are they going to lie to us? I wouldn't put it past them. Aviation for Life, hello. Glad to see you in the chat. I'm assuming that maybe you're a pilot or a former pilot. Maybe you were in the Air Force. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're cool too. Zeke, what's going on? I'm glad to see you back on. I'm always glad to see all awesome. Hey, I'm always glad to see subscribed people that are existing subscribers tune into the live. I love seeing returning subscribers jump into the live. It gives me more to talk about and more to reach out to. So that's good. We're building up like a community, a chat. We're building up ideas and thinking out loud about things. Aviation's awesome, man. That is awesome. Going into the Air Force soon. I'm proud of you. Don't let others put you down, man. I've had family members that were in the Air Force for almost 2 decades. Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you. Yeah, so I have relatives that have been in the Air Force, retired. I've had friends that have been in the Navy, the Army, Special Forces, all kinds of stuff. So I know a little bit about some operations and stuff like that. Yeah. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, most people start out their video with like, don't forget to smash the like, subscribe, and notification bell. But I kind of just start off my live and see where it goes because excuse me, but because I just think that ultimately in the end Jesus really does win. That's my faithful belief. People can be against Christ as much as they want. They can be as much into Christ and believing as they want, which is a beautiful. Uh, or they can just be totally neutral and no preference, right? But Bayron, nice to see you. Glad to see you in the chat. Yeah, God is the best. It's really true. I've never time where I broke down and prayed and really put my mind set on go mode and not been able to overcome obstacles. And it's all praise to the Most High. God is amazing, and He works and works in the most mysterious and miraculous ways than we could even imagine. There's back to being under their surveillance. It's I think that sweet little dreamer, hello, nice to see you. I'm glad you're on. I'm glad you're tuned in. I appreciate every one of you so far. You're awesome. You're all awesome. Don't ever discredit yourself. There's just a system. Like, they've already came out and said it. Like, they have a 2030 agenda. They look at all these. They want the glasses, to where you can mess with your reality, and that damages your eyes. It causes you to have loss of time. If you haven't noticed, a lot of people, dang, a lot of people are already having trouble with keeping track of the days, because when we're at work, we're much, and we're expected to produce so much to the point where, you're saying to yourself, oh, thank God tomorrow's Friday. So you think in your mind that it's day. You're saying, thank God tomorrow's Friday, right? When then you have a coworker or someone next to you or your manager or a boss come up and say, it's actually Wednesday or it's Tuesday, because you're getting so far ahead. That's why I think that, I think that humanity can't keep up with the pace of this technology. Which is why we're really just burning and smoking ourselves to death with too much too much tech, and the AI is just keeping track of everything. Biometrics, biodata, like techno-capitalism. If you notice, every grocery store, all the big major chains, like they have anonymously chill, what's up, glad to see you. Shout out to you, brother, or sister, but I'm thinking it's brother. If you look at the major food chains like Walmart, Kroger, stuff like that, CVS, whatever. I know they're not a food chain, but just giving examples, Taco Bell, McDonald's, right? If you have their app, then you get counts. When you order Jet's Pizza, if you use their robot, their JetBot, then you get to save 15% or more on the standard menu items. But if you choose to speak to a human over the phone and order your meal, your pie, cherry pie, your square pizza, then you're not gonna get that discount. Why are they pushing that so much? It's to try and get us conditioned. They want this conditioned to the point to where we think it's normal. And it's not normal. It's really not. Just think about like 7 years ago. 7 years ago, we didn't all have Apple Watches and uh, Metaverse and um, you know using Uber to get around everywhere. Um, uh, just complete cost of living is unreal. We didn't have to pay for our cell phones to get our apps that basically drive everything. When you work in a workplace, I would say 75% of the time, 70% or more of companies are using these softwares as a system to read how well you're performing. Do you get what I'm saying? So if they're using your data through their software and they're collecting your data through that software that they provide, they can determine who's worth getting rid of. They can determine who's worth getting a promotion. They can determine how much more you should work, how much rest you should get, and we're all getting exhausted. I think that the key thing to take away from this is we're all getting exhaustion from using too much software. And like it doesn't matter. I mean, look at the alternative. If you're a blue collar worker, if you're construction, you're getting worked to death in the heat, the winter, um, the peak seasons. You know, it's demolishing. It's your body is just eating from all the hard work. So I mean, those are just some of my thoughts on all this. But you know, believe in Jesus, because I think that this election, I'm just gonna go out now and say it. It doesn't matter who wins. It really doesn't. I mean, it could, but in my personal opinion, I don't think it's gonna matter who wins. I think that either way, the technology is gonna keep advancing at such a pace that humanity cannot keep up. It's gonna be overwhelming, and it's like it's a revolution. It's like a fourth industrial revolution. It's like a digital revolution, the tech age. I mean, so don't be afraid to vote. That's your God-given right. You can vote. You have free will, and it doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. That's your personal choice. You know, don't be afraid to vote. Don't be afraid to speak what you feel. But like these systems, I think they're coming after all of us. Eventually, maybe not right away, but yeah, they're working on it. Look at Silicon Valley. Look at Microsoft. Look at Nvidia. Look at there's so many different companies. Dell, Nokia, um, all the devices, man. All the devices. Devices are divisive, is a good way to put it, or look at it. So I'm gonna keep this short. I'm gonna end it. Like I said, I'm exhausted from work. I and spending time with my daughter and keeping up with things and training and all that stuff. So I'm exhausted, but thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back on tomorrow with a live. Tomorrow's my day off. Praise the Lord. So again, I will be on tomorrow with another live. It'll be longer than 20 minutes or 22 minutes or whatever, but it should be a good 40 minutes. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys more than you know, and without you guys, it wouldn't keep going. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'll have some polls. I'll definitely do some polls. I'll ask questions tomorrow, and I'll be more engaging with the chat. I just need to get some rest because I'm exhausted. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. And I hope God blesses each and every one of you that have tuned in and that will tune into watching this. So thank you very much. And I hope you have a great and blessed night.